Hey, second grade. How are you guys? Long time no see. Well, this is definitely different than what we've been used to this year. That's okay. Change can be good, change can be exciting. And for right now, this is how we're going to do some of our learning. This is how we're going to do our computer special. So we will do just fine. It's good to see you guys today. Hope everybody is well. We are going to start today talking about digital citizenship. And we're going to do several lessons on digital citizenship. And we'll start talking about that, and I'll explain what it means. But before we start, I want you to meet the digital citizens that are going to be in some of the stuff we do. Now, if we were together, I would give you this coloring sheet, and I would pretend like I was Miss Lepresti, and we would see what kind of cool art you guys could do. So there's the members of the digital citizens. And here's what they stand for, right? Mr. Arms, use your arms when you're online to balance your time. And we'll talk about balancing your time. There's Mr. Arms. There is Mr. Guts. Listen to your gut to stay safe online. Now, I think my guts are probably about that size, don't you think, unfortunately? There is Mr. Feet. Use your feet carefully when leaving tracks online. Because everywhere we go online, we leave behind what's called a digital footprint of the places that we've been and the things we've done. Use your legs to stand up to bullies online, Mr. Legs. Use your heart to be kind and respectful online. And last but not least, use your head to ask questions about what you see online. Okay? So those are the digital citizens. So you're going to see them in our first lesson. And our first lesson is called We the Digital Citizens. And you see them all there. And we're going to talk today about digital citizenship. So whatever you've been working on, let's take a few minutes here. We'll have our computer specials and learn something and have a little fun. Okay, here we go. How can we be good digital citizens? Well, a digital citizen is someone who uses technology safely and responsibly. And that's pretty much all of us, right? When you guys are little babies, you're already on your smartphones and your tablets. So we are all digital citizens. So we want to make sure we're responsible online, we're responsible on our devices, and we are most definitely safe on all our devices, right? So we will talk about that today, what it means to be and how we can be a good digital citizen. So have you ever made a promise to your family to be safe and responsible? What was your promise? All right, I want you to think about that for a second. Have you ever said, Mom, Dad, Grandma, and Grandpa, I promise that I'm going to do this and I'm going to be safe and responsible? All right? Think about some of those kind of things where you might be asked to make that promise. How about looking after a younger brother or sister? We always make sure what do we say when you cross the street? To look both ways. What kind of promises do you make where you say you will be safe and responsible? All right, I'm sure a lot of you can come up with some great answers. So if you think about the things that you guys are thinking about right now, the examples, a promise doesn't have to be something you specifically say to someone, as long as it's something you commit to doing, right? And another word for a promise is a pledge, a promise that a person makes, right? So we may not always look right at someone and say, I promise I'm going to do this. But we do kind of pledge that we're going to act a certain way or do a certain thing. And that's important. And we're going to talk about what that means. Today, we're going to listen to a song about a group of characters who pledge, right? So they promise to travel safely when they go online. These are the digital citizens I introduced you to right at the start. Right? So a digital citizen, someone who uses technology safely and responsibly. Here are we the digital citizens. So let's watch this together. Oh, there we go.
We, the digital citizens, with our hands up in the air, pledge to travel safely when we click from here to there. If you want to see the world, you don't always need a plane, a giant yellow school bus, or a noisy train. You just need the internet and something with a screen to see a different country or a pretty ocean scene. If you've ever seen a sloth or a pic of Auntie Sue, just go online and check them out. Remember what to do. Always ask a grown-up before you go online. It's good to set a limit and keep track of your time. That's right. Keep your info private like your name and your address. And always find a grown-up if you're scared or you're stressed. If you want to see the world, you don't always need a plane, a giant yellow school bus, or a noisy train. You just need the internet and something with a screen to play an awesome puzzle game or watch a soccer team. So go online and check them out. Remember what to do, to do, to do, to do. Always pause and think when visiting a site. Only talk to friends you know and never start a fight. Okay. It's fun to have a screen to laugh and play with friends, but if it's nice, go outside and find the rainbow's end. If you want to see the world, you don't always need a plane, a giant yellow school bus, or a noisy train. You just need the internet and something with a screen to be a part of something great, whatever you can dream. Remember that you took this pledge to be your best online. So stick with the Dig Citizens, and together, you will shine.
Nice. Round of applause for the Dig Citizens. Nicely done. Nicely done. Okay, so I want you to think about the digital citizens here pledge to travel safely on the internet. I want you to think about one thing you learned from the digital citizens. Now, I would ask you to share that with me if we were together, but for right now, I want you to just think, what is one thing you learned from the digital citizens? Think about it for a second. While you're thinking about it, I'm going to make funny faces at the camera for 30 seconds, okay? Go ahead and think about it. I didn't count. Was that 30 seconds? Let's call that 30 seconds. I ran out of funny faces. Hopefully, you thought of one thing you learned from the digital citizens. So, we would talk about that right now, but instead of talking about it, let's talk a little bit about the digital citizens, each of them. Remember, we talked about this at the start with the coloring page, right? Mr. Arms, use your arms when you're online to balance your time. Remember, balance means you want to not have too much of one thing. So if you have a certain amount of screen time, you want to have a certain amount of when you're not on the screens, right? To balance your time. Mr. Guts, listen to your gut to stay safe online. Feet, use your feet carefully when you're leaving your tracks online. Here, I'm going to move myself out of the way so I don't block Mr. Feet. Legs, use your legs to stand up to bullies online. Heart, use your heart to be kind and respectful online. And head, use your head to ask questions about what you see online. So these are the Dig citizens. So why is it important? Let's take a look at some of the scenes from the song. Why is it important to ask for permission before going online? You guys may think that you're getting to the age where you don't have to worry about that. But it's important to get permission from an adult, like your teacher, your parent, before you go online, so that we can know what you guys are doing. Because we do care about you, and we do want to make sure that you are safe. There's a lot of places to visit on the internet. So it's important to ask permission so that, especially people like me and your parents that can suggest some really good places to go, you ask us for permission, we can suggest some great places that are just right for you, right? Look at number 2 here. Why is it a good idea to set a time limit when using technology? Well, it's a very good idea, so you don't spend too much time online. Now, this is going to be tough with us doing this digital learning. You're going to be online and on your devices a lot. So it's a good idea to try to find some balance, to get off your screen for a little while, get something to eat, take a walk, read a book, talk to friends and family, get enough sleep. Make sure you're getting enough sleep. It's a good idea to set a time limit. Why shouldn't you share your username and password with other people? Well, as we're talking about with some of my older students, this is what's called personal information. And personal information should be secret, right? Now, we don't typically think of this maybe as secrets, but this is the kind of stuff that should be a secret. It's personal, it's private. Private means you should keep it to yourself, right? Something you want to keep safe. You don't want other people logging into your account pretending to be you. It should only be shared with trusted adults like your teachers and your parents. Why should you only talk to people you know online? Well, this is the same way in real life, guys. Talking to strangers. We don't want you to do that in real life or online. On the internet, they could be pretending to be someone they're not, right? And you could end up in a very unsafe situation that we would not want you to be in. You should only talk to people you met face to face, right? Remember, the internet is a lot of things, but you can't trust and believe everything that's on the internet. So sometimes there are, unfortunately, people that aren't who they say they are. So we've got to be careful to only talk to people we know. Okay, today we watched arms, legs, guts, head, heart, and feet, and we saw them all pledge to be good digital citizens. When you go online, remember to be safe and responsible just like them. I want you to take 10 or 15 minutes, and I look forward, maybe you guys can show me this online when we do our office hours through our Zoom meets. But I would like to see your artwork here. Draw a picture to show how you will be a good digital citizen, and then write about what you will do to be a good digital citizen. Take 10 or 15 minutes to do that. You can share it, show it to me when we have our office hours meeting time. You'll be able to find this video on hopefully on our YouTube link, which I set up, and on our Google Classroom. Hope you guys are great. Stay safe. I look forward to seeing you again very, very soon. Okay? You guys hang in there, and I will talk to you soon.